Hi, my name is Ana Alejo, and today we are going to talk about intake and input in the second language acquisition. When we talk about input and intake, there is a key distinction between these two terms. Input refers to all the target language that the learner reads and hears. Intake refers to the part of input which the learner comprehends and acts on to develop his or her internal grammar of the target language and its rules of use. It has been assumed by some that input alone is sufficient to develop second language ability, and those who have picked up a language simply by listening and reading what is around them in its native speaking settings may well conclude. Learners' most direct source of information about the target language is the target language itself. When they come into direct contact with the target language, that is referred to as an input. When learners process the language in a way that can contribute to learning, this is referred to as intake. Generally speaking, the amount of input learners take in is one of the most important factors affecting their learning. In order for their language to develop, learners need to be actively involved in the learning process, and some degree of autonomy is essential to successful language development. A key part of developing learner autonomy involves learners being able to plan their own learning and make effective use of learning strategies. The input is the processable language that the learners are exposed to. It is the accessible data that is not necessarily understood yet. It is only when the language data has been noticed, attended to, and processed that the input becomes intake. It is important to notate here that being exposed to a new language does not mean that this input will necessarily become intake. This input will be internalized and will become part of the learner's knowledge only if it is noticed, attended to, processed, and used in authentic situations.